he is, our complainant. Wins this and he'll be on for a few grand, won't he?
If he loses, he'll have to pay costs.
At least it won't cost him his career.
Don't take it personally. It's not you that's being sued, it's the Met.
Yeah, and it's us who has to sit in court and listen to him tell lies.
And it's all part of the job these days.
It's wicked. Music's the only thing that poor man's got.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah.
OK, we get up then, shall we?
Yeah, just pull it, mate.
OK. I got you, right. Here we go. Oh, yeah. OK. You all right?
Yeah.
Did they take anything?
My synth. A bloke in a crash helmet came in through the back door. Hit me with something.
Do you know what else he was wearing?
Green top, white crash helmet. That's all I remember. He was big though, I can tell you.
Not that big. To do something like this to you.
My client alleges wrongful arrest, false imprisonment, and malicious prosecution. Let's look at each one at a time, shall we? On the afternoon in question, Mr. Byrne got into an argument with his milkman. Not a fight, an argument. He was unhappy that he'd had to wait until 3:30 that day for his milk to be delivered. Mr. Byrne suffers from severe chilblains, which at the time had made it difficult for him to walk. He was therefore unable to go to the shops and was reliant on the milkman to deliver his milk on time. An argument ensued, and a neighbour called the police, fearing that the milkman might injure Mr. Byrne. The police arrived. Having had a brief word with the milkman, they went onto Mr. Byrne's property and arrested him for threatening behaviour. And as you will hear from Mr. Byrne's evidence, he was thrown to the floor with little explanation.
That's rubbish.
This, briefly, is the first...
Excuse me, Mr. Ladd. Mr. Francis, if you'd like a short adjournment to take instructions from your client.
I'm sorry, Your Honour.
This, briefly, is the first issue. Was this arrest necessary? Was it a wrongful arrest? It's up to you to decide, of course.
Mr. Ross?
Yes?
PC Quinnan, W.P.C. Ackland, burglary team, Sun Hill.
I'm the one that called.
All right. Well, we got the description as a white crash helmet and a green T-shirt. Is there anything else you can remember? Any stickers on the crash helmet or anything?
No, but he was tall and skinny. I can't say how tall because of his crash helmet, but he was just tall and skinny.
Can you tell me what colour green the T-shirt was? What type of green?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say Irish green.
What about those in the squats, the tinkers?
Did you see one of them?
I was on the street, but if it had been one of them, they'd have gone round the other way, used the back alley.
And did the police witness your argument with the milkman?
No.
Did they speak to you to find out what had happened?
No.
They didn't try to ascertain what happened?
No. He said, "You've been causing the milkman hassle." I said, "No." She said I was threatening the milkman. I said that was cobblers.
Cobblers, Mr. Byrne?
Rubbish, Your Honour.
So what happened after that?
I know my rights. They were on my doorstep. I didn't like their attitude, so I told them to get off my property.
And did they?
No, the woman said I couldn't tell them what to do.
How did you respond?
I didn't want them coming in. I think her foot was in the door, maybe, because when I tried to close the door, I couldn't. And then, boom, she suddenly lost it. Gave me a shoulder barge, and the PC must have joined in. They were in the house. I was thrown to the ground and handcuffed. This was in my own home. I hadn't done nothing.
Mrs. Cooper was right. There's an alley round the back there.
There's no one in though. What are these people anyway?
They're disliked, that's all. None of the neighbours saw anything in the street. So whoever it was must have used the alley.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, hello. PC Quinnan, Sun Hill. I'm investigating a burglary.
You'll have to give me more than that, mate.
One of the disabled people up the road was burgled and beaten up this morning.
Well, just ask me what you want to know.
Which one of you lot rides a motorbike?
Why?
Well, I want to know what colour crash helmets you'll wear.
Oh, I don't know. And what's that got to do with it?
You're not being very helpful, are you?
I'm talking to you, aren't I?
And what did you tell the W.P.C?
Well, I said that
that Mr. Byrne was a nutter, and to keep hold of him while I finished my round.
A nutter?
Well, a psychopath. What else do you call a man who does his marbles when the milk's not on time?
And did you see the police officers talk to Mr. Byrne?
Trying to talk to him, yeah. But he was getting worked up, like he does. And, well, it was a bit childish, but I put a little V sign up to him. And he went ape. Well, the W.P.C. had to hold him back.
How did you do that?
Well, sort of like that.
And did the police officers react to you making the V sign?
Well, I doubt it. Byrne went mental at them.
And did you hear or see the police officers make the arrest?
Well, to be honest, they were being really fair to him. It seemed like they were trying not to arrest him. He's the sort of bloke you lose your temper with.
Did you see them make the arrest?
I saw him pushing the W.P.C., but I was getting on with my job. I was late already. I didn't see them go into the house.
So the last thing you saw was Mr. Byrne being abusive?
Yeah.
Wait there, will you?
You don't like Mr. Byrne, do you?
He's not my favourite customer, no.
You've had a few run-ins with him, haven't you?
Look, he lies about whether his milk's been delivered. Tries to con his way out of paying the bill. He's a con artist.
You're not trying to suggest he's trying to con this court.
He reckons he's after a couple of grand for this. That's what
In
he
your
told
own
me,
words,
anyway.
he's the type of bloke you lose your temper with, and that's what happened that day. You lost your temper. The police were called. They turned up, got the wrong end of the stick. They tried to be fair to him, but they lost their temper with him and arrested him. That's what happened, isn't it?
No. No.
Why was the burglar wearing a crash helmet?
Used the bike to make his getaway.
He was carrying an electric keyboard. I mean, there's nothing in a similar ammo in the crime book. It's a one-off. I mean, the only thing he took was the keyboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knew what he was after.
It could be that he was hiding his face so he wouldn't be recognised. It could be that he was local.
What, one of them paddies? Yeah, that would be a bit convenient, wouldn't it?
Yeah, or we can bin it. I mean, we haven't got any leads and Socko's not going to come up with anything.
But there are two families live in that squat. There's the Kavanaghs and the Ryans. Now, Mark Kavanagh we've met, and then there are the Ryan boys. This one, Kevin, he's got form.
Separate counts of burglary and assault.
Only needs a count of aggravated and he'd have the complete set. Wouldn't he?
There's a piano in here.
Yeah?
W.P.C. Ackland and P.C. Quinnan, Sun Hill.
Yeah?
We're looking for Kevin Ryan.
He's not here.
And who are you?
James. Ryan.
Whose room's that?
My brother's.
Do you know when he'll be back?
He's at the tech. What's it about?
Bit of a musician, is he?
He's all right.
Play keyboards?
Yeah.
Is that the tech in West Hill?
Yeah. What's it about?
We got something we might want to book him for.
And what did the milkman say to you?
He said that Mr. Byrne had refused to pay his milk bill and that he'd become angry because his milk was late.
Did the milkman say he'd been threatened?
He said that Mr. Byrne had gone mad. Gone nutty, were his exact words.
And what else did he say?
He asked us to keep an eye on Mr. Byrne while he finished his deliveries.
What kind of impression had you been given of Mr. Byrne by the time you reached his doorstep?
That he was a bit het up.
But Mr. Byrne's milk had not been delivered on time. He had a right to be a bit het up, didn't he?
Within limits.
Do you not agree, officer, that his behaviour would anyway seem to be within reason?
All I know is that when he came to the door, he was abusive.
Yes, because instead of placating Mr. Byrne, you inflamed the situation, am I right?
No, that's not the case, Your Honour.
You angered him, didn't you?
No. When he came to the door, he was in a rage.
5 minutes had elapsed since the argument, and he was still in a rage?
Yes.
Do you mean he wasn't polite?
No. I mean that he was incandescent with rage. He was shouting at us, Your Honour, and at the milkman, using threatening behaviour.
You were on his property, his doorstep, and you wouldn't leave, isn't that right?
We stepped back onto the street.
Mr. Byrne was standing up for his rights. Is he standing up for his rights now by bringing this matter to court? And he ordered you off his property, and the W.P.C. told him, you can't tell me what to do, didn't she?
No, that comment was never made.
I suggest to you that he tried to close the door. The W.P.C. put her foot in the way. He caught her foot in the door. She lost her temper and bundled him into his house and arrested him. That's how it happened, isn't it?
No, that's not true, Your Honour.
I put it to you that you were angry with the W.P.C. because you knew she'd cocked up. She'd arrested the man in his own house for threatening behaviour, and that's against the law. Isn't that true, P.C. Garfield?
But that's not what happened.
You could have waited until Kevin had finished college.
We're investigating an aggravated burglary. The victim is still in hospital. We don't want to delay our inquiries any more than we have to.
It would just be helpful to eliminate him, that's all.
There he is. Kevin!
I'll cover the street! Stop, please!
Please!
Yeah, all right.
And I want to see
If you
whoever's
just
in
take a
charge.
seat, I'll get you somebody.
And be quick about it, will yous?
Sir, I've got a woman that wants to make a complaint.
I'm late for court already.
She's complaining about an incident yesterday. She says that her son Kevin was assaulted by one of us and that he needed hospital treatment. It sounds like the bloke that gave Dave Quinnan a black eye.
Before you knocked at his door, Mr. Byrne was in his house, minding his own business, wasn't he?
He answered the door and became abusive.
He became abusive?
He pushed me, here, in the chest.
No, you're moving on a bit, aren't you? In what way did he become abusive?
He was shouting, Your Honour.
What?
Tell that little git he can go and sit on a milk bottle and spin on it.
He was using industrial language.
And swearing.
No law against that, is there?
Not since they repealed the Profane Oaths Act of 1745.
If there were, we'd have to make a lot more arrests, Your Honour.
So how did this constitute threatening behaviour?
He was moving angrily towards the milkman.
And what did you do?
I put my hands out to try and stop him.
To restrain him?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Technically, isn't that an arrest?
Technically, maybe.
You say he'd moved forward onto the pavement.
Yes.
I put it to you that you were standing on Mr. Byrne's doorstep when you arrested him.
No. That's not the case, Your Honour.
You want to make a complaint, madam?
I'm not wasting my time with that. My solicitor told me to sue ya, and he's bringing my son in to answer the allegations against him.
If you believe an officer has behaved incorrectly, then we'll have the matter investigated.
I'm not interested in that. I want compensation.
You haven't got any complaint, madam, so what do you want compensation for?
Are you deaf? I said I didn't want to make a complaint. There's a difference.
You want a trial without an investigation?
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you, to go off and investigate yourselves. Your mother should have told you. Too much of that makes you go blind.
You and P.C. Garfield barged through the door, entered his house, pulled Mr. Byrne's arm behind his back and handcuffed him. Isn't that what happened?
We arrested him on the street. He pushed me again, managed to get back into the house where we handcuffed him.
You needed handcuffs, officer.
He'd already escaped from us once, and he was trying to struggle.
We've already heard Mrs. Swinton say that when you brought Mr. Byrne out of his house, he was not struggling, and that, in fact, you were in some dispute with your colleague. What was that about?
I have no recollection of it.
I put it to you that P.C. Garfield was angry with you for making the arrest. You'd had your foot shut in the door and you lost your temper.
No, Your Honour. I made sure he was standing in the street.
You made sure? Is there a note in your notebook to that effect? Take your time.
I've written he was standing in the street.
You never went so far as to write you made sure he was standing in the street, did you?
No.
And yet you were keen to mention the phrase 3 times. Let's read them together. He stepped into the street. He was standing in the street. He left the street. When were these notes made?
As soon as was reasonably practicable.
After my client told you he intended to sue.
We had a call to a major incident.
No doubt, officer. But would you mind answering the question?
How long is it going to take to check me on a boy? Can't you see there's no way I could have done it? I was resitting me GCSEs.
So why did you run when you clocked the officers in the college?
I didn't run. I didn't even see us, as it happens. The first thing I knew, your mate was jumping on me back.
You must have seen us.
No. I went to the toilet, because I was feeling sick. Sort of nauseous, is that the word?
Yeah, exactly the way I'm feeling now.
Look, I don't have to talk to you. I'm just telling you what happened, right? I was at the basin, but I couldn't throw up. So I went to the window to get some fresh air. And the next thing I know, as I said, your mate is jumping on me back.
And of course, you had no idea he was a police officer.
No.
You never heard him shout police?
No, I had me headphones on.
You were not wearing headphones.
You probably didn't see them. They're very small.
Sergeant Cryer, as an experienced police officer, you will know, will you not, that to detain a man for any period longer than necessary after his arrest constitutes a false imprisonment.
Yes, sir.
Why then was it necessary to deprive Mr. Byrne of his liberty for 6 hours?
I talked to Mr. Byrne about what had happened. I told him he would be cautioned for the offence. I told him he would then be released. He refused the caution.
Why did he refuse a caution?
You'd have to ask Mr. Byrne that.
To have accepted a caution would have meant an admission of the offence, would it not?
Yes.
And he told you that he had been falsely arrested and had not used threatening behaviour, did he not?
That was his opinion.
Once more, he knew his rights. He knew he could refuse a caution, but you spent the next 6 hours trying to persuade him to accept a caution. Why?
We gave him time to think about it. He was very worked up.
Mr. Byrne was threatening to sue the police, and you knew if you could get him to accept a caution, you would seriously undermine his case. Is that not right?
No.
After 6 hours, he had refused to accept the caution. You had no choice but to charge him or accept that you were in the wrong. That is what happened, is it not?
No.
I think they've got enough evidence to be able to charge Ryan with assault on Dave Quinnan.
Yeah, but he came to the station voluntarily, Gov. We should grant him police bail and release him.
Look, Ryan's house is some kind of squat. It's not a safe address. All I need's a couple of hours to check his alibi.
We'll ring the college, see if he sat the exam.
They say he did, but it's an external examination. No, sorry. It's an external examination. I mean, I've asked them to check it out. They say they've got to contact some other site.
We can hold him if you arrest him for the burglary. I'll be happier that way.
Yeah, well, I haven't exactly got a lot of evidence, apart from the fact he might wear a crash helmet, and he might be able to pick out 3 blind mice with 1 finger on a piano.
A little bit thin.
And his solicitor's already aiming to sue us for assault. I don't want him adding wrongful arrest and false imprisonment. Cathy and George have already used our budget up on that. Mary?
David Quinnan, Police Constable 340, attached to Sun Hill Police Station, Your Honour.
I see that a member of the public has been helping you with your inquiries, Constable.
P.C. Quinnan, what was your job on the day that Mr. Byrne was arrested?
I was jailer for the day, looking after the prisoners.
And what was Mr. Byrne's attitude to you?
His attitude? Well, I would say he enjoyed complaining to me.
Was he complaining a lot?
Yeah, well, some people are like that.
And did he say to you that he was going to sue?
Well, people who come through the back door often do. I mean, they're just saying that they're angry. Most of them don't even make a complaint.
Did it worry the other officers that he was threatening to sue?
Well, it would only worry you if he had grounds to sue. And he didn't.
That's right, Kevin Ryan. Candidate number 1694. While I'm waiting, you can give me the Chief Superintendent's number. I intend to make a formal complaint about your fellow officer's conduct yesterday. Yes. Yes, I'm still here.
We are investigating an aggravated burglary, you know. An attack on a disabled man.
Well, that doesn't give you authority to punch and beat up a student.
My officer, while Kevin Ryan was trying to make his escape, was smashed in the face with a crash helmet. I mean, I think that under the circumstances, he used reasonable force to restrain him.
The poor lad is innocent.
Well, he might be. But we definitely had grounds to question him. He fits the limited description given to us by the victim. He lives local to the crime. And I have to say, he is well known to us. My officer tried to speak to Kevin Ryan and was smashed in the face. All right, he might have gone in hard, but under the circumstances, I think he used reasonable force. Don't you?
Well, that all depends.
On what?
On whether you had the right man or not. Yes. Thank you. Well, the examiner has confirmed Kevin sat his exam. So, can I have the number of the Chief Superintendent, please?
In addition, he alleges malicious prosecution. I don't know what to say. One can't help wondering if Mr. Byrne hasn't brought all of this upon himself. He seems to find it difficult to believe that he is in the wrong, But he is, and has been ever since he was, I submit, quite properly arrested.
Do you think this will affect my chances of promotion?
I wouldn't worry about it, Dave. You never had any chance anyway.
I thought I had reasonable grounds. But you know how it'll look in court.
Look, you acted in good faith.
Come on, let's go around the back.
Let's see if we can get a warrant.
Was Mr. Byrne properly arrested? The law allows that a person may be arrested for threatening behaviour in a public place only. W.P.C. Marshall knew she couldn't go onto Mr. Byrne's property. Mr. Byrne told her so at the time. You can't tell me what to do, she said. Can the police do what they like? Are they above the law?
You can't do this. I'm going to sue you. That boy has never done anything.
We've identified the shirt he was wearing. It was hanging on your washing line.
That doesn't prove it was him.
Who was it then? Or were you retaking your GCSEs as well?
He doesn't have to. He's taking his A-levels, aren't you?
Hey, that's me brother's.
Oh, yeah? Is that why Colin Ross's name is written on the back of it?
Right, let's hear your alibi.
I'm going to call the solicitor.
What's going on?
Ma washed your green shirt. Look, it wasn't me. I'm not the agent in the family.
What are you doing? Shut up, will you?
No, you shut up. I'll do your GCSEs for you, but I'm not getting a record for you. No, that's you, fella. I thought I was giving you a qualification, not an alibi.
Where should we start? Assault on a police officer.
Your Honour, the jury has come to a decision on only one of the questions. Was it necessary to detain Mr. Byrne for 6 hours after his arrest? We answer no.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can I ask you to retire once more, in the hope that you might come to a unanimous decision on the other questions?
Please rise.
They weren't watching the same trial, were they?
Well, it's over now.
It is for you. They haven't made up their minds about wrongful arrest yet.
Well, they found liability on one issue. They won't have to answer the other questions. We're told to settle out of court.
Why?
That's usual Met policy now, so Joe Public don't know how much we paid out.
But the jury may have found that we correctly arrested them.
It doesn't matter now.
It does to me. We were in the right.
Why don't we take him to court for being wrongfully sued?
Maliciously sued.